Hello everyone. We are going to do the poem Are You Digging in My Grave by Thomas Hardy, and we are going to analyze the poem line by line. We are also going to take a closer look at some of the poetic devices found in the poem. Are You Digging in My Grave was written by Thomas Hardy, and surprisingly Thomas Hardy's poems often contained themes of disappointment in love and in life. So he was so disappointed both in love and life. And this is one of such poems. The setting of the poem is in the graveyard near a tomb or near a grave. Okay, the speaker of the poem, it's obvious that it is a dead woman body. So the body of a dead woman. And she is talking. Thus, Thomas Hardy is creating a realistic illusion. So, the poem will shift from monologue to dialogue. The poem is consisted of questions and answers. The speaker asks some questions and then answers them. So, the speaker of the poem, and we said that the speaker is not necessarily the poet himself, it may be other person, another man, another woman who was invented to speak or to narrate or to tell the poem. So the speaker of the poem is dead and buried, and she seems to be a woman. She senses and she feels that someone is digging upon the grave, and she calls out to the person asking, "Why are you digging on my grave? And who are you?" She keeps asking and asking, "Is the one who digs upon the grave my husband, my beloved man, my beloved husband?" And she keeps asking, "Is this husband bitterly regretting her farewell and her demise?" But then she stops and realizes that it is not true. So it is not the husband. Why? Because the husband married a second time, and he thought that it cannot hurt her because she's dead now and she is buried. So marriage will not hurt her now. So the first stanza illustrates that the one who digs is not the husband. So the speaker keeps asking, so when we say the speaker, we say the dead woman's body. And hence the writer creates that realistic illusion. So in the second stanza, she goes on to ask and to guess a second time. It is not her nearest and dearest kin. She's asking if the one who digs one of the nearest, dearest kin. Kin means relative. So she's asking and she was wondering if the one who digs is a relative or not. So she's wondering. Again, she's mistaken. She answers and say, they, it means the relatives, they sit at home and thought that it would be a useless or futile task to go to her grave and plant flowers and doing stuff like this. It is, aimless, useless task. So the second stanza illustrates that the one who digs is not a relative or a kin. But she is wondering, someone is digging on the grave. Who is he? Or who is she? She thought that it is an enemy she made in life when she was alive. But no, the answer is absolutely not. It is not an enemy, because when you die, nobody will remember you. At least your enemy will care less where you lie, so it is not the enemy. So the one who digs is not the husband, is not a relative, and it is not an enemy. So she is tired now. She is tired. She is unable to guess anymore. She finally calls out to the digger, asking him who he was or who she was. And the digger replies, "It is me, my mistress dear." It means that it's me. your little dog who still lives near. It is the dog. I'm your dog. The speaker or the digger says that I am the dog who still lives near. And I hope I have not disturbed you with my movements. So the dog replies, and here we have the first irony, because the poem contains two ironies, not just one. The first one, when she thought that the digger was a human, she thought that it may be the husband, it may be a relative, it may be an enemy, but oddly enough, ironically, it is a dog. It is an animal. Yes, it is the most loyal creature on earth. It is the dog who digs upon the grave. This is the first irony. Upon these words, when she knew that the digger is her dog, the speaker realized that at least one true friend of her was left in this world. She thought that, yes, I have a dog, so the dog remembers me. The dog has a very, very true and kind heart. She thought that. She thought that there is no faithfulness greater than one between a human and a dog to find between humankinds. She thinks that faithfulness can only be found in the hearts of dogs, in the hearts of animals, not in the hearts of humans. But then came the larger irony and the big irony, the bigger one. But then the dog says that it was not for the sake of the mistress. He did not come here in order to see her mistress or his mistress, but the dog was bearing a bone in case he was passing here at this same very spot. In case the dog is hungry, he can find the bone and can eat it. So he was not here in order to see, or in order to talk, or in order to visit his mistress. The dog was here in order to bury a bone in case, just in case the dog is hungry or so on. So even the dog, the most loyal creature on earth, an example of faithfulness, even the dog did not remember the speaker. So we have a central idea here. We have a theme of the poem. We have many themes, of course. Maybe Thomas Hardy was trying to tell us that when you die, nobody will remember you. Nobody, absolutely nobody will remember you. You will be totally forgotten as soon as possible, and everyone will not care about you, and you will be just a memory, and soon you will be forgotten. Even the memory will fade away. So I think the author wants to say that this is the law of life. This is the nature of life. When you die, even your enemy will not care about you. Your enemy will care less where you lie. So it is a theme of unfaithfulness. And by the way, death here is represented as an eraser that erases everything, even memories.